We got another parcel in the mail.
From VinoVersal.
VinoVersal's decided, hey guys, it's time for some Spaniole wine.
Thanks, guys. They sent us a package of wine from Navarre.
Navarre is right up in the north of Spain. It's kind of in the middle, very dry, arid region. Red grapes are dominant in the Navarre region, and they used to be known for Rouble or Rosé wine.
Pagos de Arias, Joven 2014.
Cheers.
Cheers. Not a lot of body,
Not a lot of body in this wine.
which keeps it refreshing. And there is that, so maybe not effervescence or bubbles on the wine, but it is a bright. There's like a bright liveliness on the tongue that I really like.
Like a siesta.
Yeah,
A siesta is sleep.
that's a nap. So it's different from that. So categorically different from
When
a
you
siesta.
go to a siesta,
Maybe a fiesta.
a fiesta.
Fiesta.
Fiesta. It's
Yeah.
like a fiesta on your tongue.
Lovely wine for most meat dishes, but also good for a quiet conversation. I don't think quite a quiet conversation. I think it's a good wine for like a happy conversation.
So Joven
Roble.
right there is 0 oak aging to very, very little. Rouble is little oak aging, maybe up to 4 months.
I would just assume that this is fancier.
Because
Yeah, come on over. We might make pizza at home or something. Like, come on, it's gonna be a cash dinner. This is like, oh, your parents are coming? And like this one I could drink on its own for quite some time. This one I would want food to
accompany.
something to work with those tannins. Because it leaves my tongue dry, but I feel like this is classic Spanish red wine.
This one is from the same winery, Pagos de Arians, and it's a crianza, which is now moving on in how they label their wines by aging. This one is aged 6 to 12 months in a barrel. Even before you take a sip, on the way to the nose, you get hit caramel, coffee.
This is extraordinary. I think this is great. Talking about that well-rounded wine.
Now we're getting
That's what
there.
this is.
The
I get
well-roundedness.
spice, and I get fruit, and I get tannins, and I get acid, and all of that. If I was having a party,
You would go
I
with
would have this when people got here to the party.
like at the door.
Yeah, and then when I put down a bunch of pan-seared steaks, I would have this wine.
Crianza. Here we
Yeah,
go.
and then people would be really impressed. They'd be like, wow, you really know a lot about diversity of wines.
You get 2 levels above this. You get Reserva and Gran Reserva. So Reserva is going to be 12 months in a bottle with 2 years of bottle aging.
Okay.
And Gran Reserva is up to 24 months in a bottle with 4 years of bottle aging.
And that's the Spanish denomination situation across all of Spain?
How they label their wines according to aging.
That's great. Well, so that's super helpful.
Okay, so the next wine we're trying is from the second winery. It's from Azul y Garanza. Did I say that right?
Azul y Garanza.
Oh, E, sorry. Fiesta de Azul de Garanza. Yeah.
Y Garanza.
Y Garanza, that's not the second winery. It is a Tempranillo and a Grenache.
Well, that's interesting. The flavor is soft and enticing and leaves a pleasant aftertaste of licorice. I get that too, absolutely. Which, when I first tasted this one after tasting those, there was something super arresting in it because these are all about the fruit.
Yes.
And this one, that licorice taste in there was very different.
So this is blended with Grenache, and Grenache gets oxidized very easily,
Oh, really?
meaning it turns brown pretty easily. And so you should usually be able to see it even while you're drinking it. You should see it in the rim of the glass. But this one is Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot makes a really good blend because the father grape for Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot is the same grape. It's Cabernet Franc.
But they're both kids from the same...
They're both kids from Cabernet Franc.
With notes of berries and a delicate minerality. Interesting. Okay.
Spinach
has a minerality to it, and then there's also like chicken liver has a minerality to it.
Don't eat any of that kind of stuff.
I'm from the South. I grew up eating a whole lot of fried chicken liver. But like different foods can have a mineral component to it that does, I mean, it's the same, it's a chewed rockiness, a chewed granite sort of something going on there. And that's in here, but in a pleasant way.
Garciano is a grape that doesn't provide a lot of juice. It's got a really low yield, and so it's almost on the decline. So people are like, hey, listen, I'm going to take my Garciano out of the ground. I'm going to plant Tempranillo,
Tempranillo, Grenache, Cabernet Sauvignon.
whatever, to get a bigger yield, more money, blah, 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 back in the day, because it makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. Money and all that. Now it's coming back. This wine is a wine that ages really well.
That's great.
It's a really smooth wine. There's not many tannins. The tannins that's there is well-rounded from proper barrel aging. And this is a wine that lasts really long. So you can keep this wine in the bottle for a while.
I ran with the bulls in Pamplona many years ago, and while running, it was an amazing and terrifying experience. And just before we got into the bull ring, there was a bull that I was running along beside, and I put my hand right on its back to run with it, and apparently it had been sitting right where it had been shitting prior to the running. And so I'm running along and like, here is this beast and we're together and my hand is covered in bullshit now. And that sort of summed that time for me, because you never knew what was going to happen. And this wine is a little bit like that. Yeah, so I would seek out more of this wine. I would seek out more of this grape. And you had 6 friends over. 5 friends, if there were 6 of you sitting there,
yes,
to taste each of these wines,
amazing experience,
would be really great. It's a little known fact that a lot of Spaniards actually use chorizo as nunchucks.
I was waiting for you to hit me in my face with a nunchuck. Ow.
No, thank you so much, Grapies, for joining us on this. I hope that you have gone and gotten a bottle of wine to watch this with us.
Even David, if you just get a bottle of wine to drink with us from Spain. It doesn't have to be one of these.
Or from, I don't know, Alabama. Like, go get a bottle of wine and pour it and sit here and have a glass with us.